report comes out, which I think is just a rumor, but I'm talking about Colby Covington being stripped of his interim championship. And I can't confirm this, and from the things that I've read, I don't think anybody's confirmed it. But the story goes like this. Colby was going to be stripped of his interim championship. Darren Till offered to fight Tyron Woodley for the real strap. Tyron Woodley turns down the fight, so none of the dominoes, none of the pieces fall, right? Tyron Woodley comes out and goes, hey, wait a second. Not only did I not turn down a fight, I was never even offered a fight against either one of those guys, Darren Till or Colby Covington. So there's this major confusion here on what's going on. But Till spoke up, and Till goes, no, I was offered the fight. Didn't weigh in on if that meant they were stripping Colby. Just said, I was told that Tyron didn't accept the fight. So something's going on there, right? Anytime in this sport where there's smoke, there's fire. There's never something just made up out of thin air. But how much of it is true? 100%, 90%, 20%? Who knows? And I can't shed any light on that. I'll tell you this, though. And I'm one of the last guys to hold out and say he still likes the interim titles. I do like it. I like the marketing behind it. I like the belts. I like that there's opportunity out there. But I do have to concede it's an oxymoron, right? Two champions doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. You can't have two champions. Go look up what champion means. It's singular. So I see where the problem is, but you guys can also see where it would be very fitting. If a guy sits on the shelf for X amount of time, which traditionally is 12 months, for any reason, whether he's a closet champion or he's injured, any reason at all, if he sits for 12 months, he's eligible to be stripped. Basically what the interim title had done, as I understood it, this has never been explained. That's one of the things about the interim championship. There are no official rules to it, but I thought that I had a pretty good understanding, and I thought some confines were being operated within. That if a guy hasn't sat 12 months, but it appears that he could or is going to sit at least that long, an indefinite period of time, instead of stripping him, which is very cold, you have an interim champion. And then once the real champion can return, those two go ahead and meet up. If he can't return, his title goes away and the interim title advances to the real championship. That's okay. We understood this. Robert Whittaker just went through that. He was an interim champion. George St. Pierre wins the real title from Bisping, walks away from the sport. So we've seen these things happen. So I always think that one of the reasons I like the interim title, and I'm one of the last guys still out there that likes it, but I've always thought that I understood it on a more sophisticated level than everybody else. Well, every time I think I know something, every time there's a historical trend, it gets changed. Colby Covington just won the interim championship. So if we're talking about a guy's got to sit for 12 months, if we're using that as a bar, which has never officially been stated, that's just historically on other sports what happens. Colby, what did he win it? A month ago? 2 months ago? He's not hurt. He's not. I just didn't get any reasons how you could strip him, why you would strip him. I don't know. This was never armed as part of this story. So I can't offer it to you other than to tell you that would raise a red flag with me. I would have a hard time with that one. If Colby's willing to fight, he's healthy and able. He's made it very clear he wants to fight Tyron Woodley. I don't think he was ever offered Darren Till and some of these other guys. I don't believe. So I don't know where because it is a punishment. In front of everything else, it's a punishment. If you're a champion one day and then all of a sudden you're not, it's a punishment. I don't see where punishing him would be appropriate along the lines of interim championships. One of the few things that has largely, with just one exception, held is when you have an interim champion and you have a healthy, undisputed champion. Those two are each other's next match. So I'm not sure why you could not insert Darren Till, but you still leave Colby. I'm not totally sure how we get to the stripping of Colby. Even when I try to, even if I don't like it, I'll still try to understand how we got to that place. I'm lost on that one.